Hi guys, Bob from Greybeard Models. Welcome back to my channel, and a big massive thank you, huge thank you to everybody that's making comments and following me on this this Tally-Ho coach build. It's been really quite good. I've been working on the white horses, and I think the easiest thing to do is just let's get over to the bench and have a look and see what I've been up to. Well, the white horses were given a coat of white primer, and I've used, he says I haven't put the paint back away. I've used my favourite again, Mr. Finishing Surfacer. This is the 1500 white. This is the white version of the black or the grey that I use. These primers are really nice. I really do like them. Yeah, so the white horses have been given a coat of white primer, and the reason I chose that is obviously it's a white horse, white base, everything's a lighter, brighter colour, and you know, having different colour primers actually does work. Now, I've been through my paint stock. I haven't ordered any paint for the white horses. I've got a selection of colours here that I think will do the job. Now, you could argue it would be really easy just to maybe give them a coat of Model Air white grey, which is actually tempting. I'm tempted to go over them and just give them a coat of this to make a sort of first colour. However, if and when I do that, it really does depend on how good this looks once it's all dried. And I mean, it won't take long to dry. These have been done about an hour ago, so they're almost ready to go, I think. Although I do tend to try and want to keep my primers done and leave them for 24 hours, let them really cure properly. Anyway, getting back to colour, so I selected some colours out of my stock. So I've got the model colour 70.951, which is white. I've got the 70820, which is an off-white, which I think is probably the best colour. What's this one? 70.883, which is a silver grey. This is a pretty good colour, but I've not really had a go at spraying that, so I'll give that a test spray before I do anything, or a test paint before I do anything. The other one is this 70989, which is a sky grey, which is a very light grey. This one, which is a pale sand, which is 70837. I quite like the fact this has got a little hint of yellow, and what I was thinking of doing was putting this pretty much around the feet of the horse. Obviously it's going to be going along on a sort of dirt track and stuff like that, because when these coaches were running, it wasn't really tarmac roads or anything like that. And then as the dark colour, rather than using a black, I've gone for this London grey, which is actually quite a dark grey. It's not as, you know, it's not as black as black. So put that together, I mean, they're totally different sort of colours, and even the black grey I think is too dark for anything that I really want to do. This is the colour that I'll probably use for things like harnesses and stuff, but we'll get back to that at a later stage. So that's going to be my sort of dark colour, and then it'll be the one that sort of drags the light colours into a slightly more greyer tone than white. So they're the colours that I'm going to use. So I'm going to go off and do a little bit more trial and error, I think, and we'll come back in a minute. Okay, so what I've done is I've put the 6 colours down onto a wet palette. Sorry, I was laughing then because you think about white, it's not really a colour. But anyway, so here we've got white and off-white, and then the silver grey, and then the pale sand, the sky grey, and the London grey. So I've got those there. So what I can do is then draw each of the colours into, cut in together, and then we'll make a start on sort of adding the paint to the horses. So I'm just going to get that all set up and get the bottles out of the way and all that sort of thing, and then we'll come back again. Right, so I've said before, this is all a little bit of an experiment really, because I've not really painted horses before, so I've sort of got an idea from what I've seen on YouTube and other places, and I'm sort of doing it but experimenting at the same time. Excuse me. So it's all a little bit hit and miss, but this is where I've got so far. So I've used the sky grey as a sort of in the sort of deep recesses of the horse, and then I've gone over the top with an off-white, but the off-white I've done it as a wash, so it's really thin. I've mixed that up and made that really thin with its own pool of water there. So the next thing to do is maybe sort of take up the areas that are more pronounced, take those out of colour. So I might, what I'm going to do now is potentially go over some of these higher areas with a white, just to sort of make those sort of stand out more. The other thing I noticed as I was doing this one was that there was still a bit of a seam there and a little bit of sort of raised area here, which I seem to have missed. But that's what I've done so far. So now I'm going to, as I say, now I'm going to go over and try and sort of blend this into a white and take the grey back. But I'm sort of quite happy with where it's going. I don't think it's brilliant. There's probably painters out there that are a hell of a lot better at this than I am. But we'll give it another go, and then we'll see how we get on. So I'll come back to you in a minute. I'm not gonna do it on camera. I'm too nervous for that. Well, I've done my best to blend the sort of greys and the whites together, and it sort of worked, but I had a problem because halfway through doing this, where you still need one colour still to be slightly damp and you bring in another colour, I actually had to stop and go and deal with something in the house, so it sort of interrupted my flow. I'm not using it as an excuse, it's just that's what happened. I'm sort of half okay with this so far. I think it probably needs, see, what I've done is I've actually now gone over it with that sort of the white to sort of bring that up, but I'm not altogether 100% happy with it. It will possibly look okay once I put all of the harness, paint all of the harness on, and then add some sort of shadows and things under the bits of the harness. But I'm not altogether sure. Some parts of it have come out okay, some parts of it haven't, and I'm sort of I'm almost at a point where I'm thinking, shall I strip it and start again? So I'm just going to go away and make myself a cup of tea, and you know, because I'm British and we have tea. If I was Charlie Mack, I'd probably go and get myself a short or something. Mind you, that's tempting. Gob full of JD might be nice. I don't know. I'm going to go away and have a little think, and then I'll come back to you. Well, I wasn't too happy with the overall sort of colour, the way it had gone. So what I decided to do was to actually give both horses a spray of a light coat of this 7119 white grey, just to even the colour out again, and essentially we'll start again. Like I said, I wasn't particularly happy with that, so I'm going to make another go of it. So bear with me and I'll come back to you again in a bit. God, they do say they're hard, but hey. Well, now I've sort of redone the colours and tried to do more subtle shading around the muscles and stuff. I think it's sort of worked. I think when I start to put the harness and straps and all that other stuff on there, and then start to put the hooves and all of that to give it a contrast, I think it'll be fine. Yeah, it's an interesting exercise, to be fair. Yeah, I quite like that. Now the next bit is to sort of get the mane and the tail and as I say, the harness and all the rest of it done. This nice bit of hair there, or whatever it is, you know, the mane, and get the ears sort of sorted out, get that sort of thing. But I'm quite happy with the actual grey of the horse. So I'm going to get on and get all of the other one done, and then I'll come back and start on the harness. So I'm quite pleased with that. So yeah, it's been an exercise. Quite pleasing. Been an exercise. I'm going to leave it there. I think I'm not sure how long the video is, so and I don't want to go too long. So that's that horse. I'll go off and do the other horse, get that all done, and then I'll paint all the harnesses and stuff, and that'll be in the next video. But I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the agony and the ecstasy of it all. And come back and see me on the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.